My name is Mario for Cost Spirit, and welcome to the channel. So let's see if we could do this before it starts raining. Get some pretty dark clouds over here, so let's just see if we get this done in time. But anyways, so today's video I want to talk about is fact over fantasy, right? So I don't know, like, I live here in Canada, so I know what's going on here with the fast food places, and I've been hearing about what's going on in the States with their fast food places. For anybody else in the world, I'm not sure how it is for you guys, but I'm guessing it's probably the same thing about what I'm going to talk about. So I've been noticing here in Canada and in the States that the fast food places have been given out a lot of deals, because they're saying people aren't going to these fast food places anymore as much, because it's cheaper to eat in a grocery store than it is to go to fast food places, right? So I've had discussions for people for quite a while that were trying to convince me that it was cheaper to eat in a fast food place than it is to eat in a grocery store, right? And for anyone that's going to say, well, it was cheaper back then than it is now, I still don't buy it, right? Because if it was cheaper, let's say 10 years ago in a fast food places, it was also cheaper in the grocery store. So it's all relative to the times we're in, right? So anyway, so for me, if it was cheaper to eat in a fast food place than in the grocery store, why are people not doing it, right? Why? Okay, so for me, I was looking, like, about a few months ago. I remember going like to Wendy's or whatever and getting a double cheeseburger and fries and a pop. It was like $16 for it, right? And I'm like, I feel sick spending that money. Okay, to me, it's the same feeling I get for hearing people buying houses for $1 million, and it's not even on a farmland, and it's like you don't have like 3 or 4 acres to go with that. It's just in the city, $1 million. That makes no sense to me. I cannot comprehend spending that kind of money, right? So let's go back a bit. Over here in Canada, the politicians in Ontario, at least, they rose the minimum wage, right? A lot of people were telling them, don't raise the minimum wage, right? They didn't care. Even the waitresses saying, don't raise the minimum wage, we're going to lose our tips. They didn't care. They rose the minimum wage. Where are we today? Today we're at where people would rather stay home and make their own food than go out, right? And again, you're gonna say, well, back then it was cheaper than the grocery store than it is now. I still don't agree with that statement, because if we go back 10 years ago, even though minimum wage was less then, so the prices were down in the fast food places, because there wasn't, the minimum wage wasn't as high, it was still cheaper. It was still cheaper to eat in a grocery store than what a fast food place is. Now it's even cheaper because of the minimum wage, at least here in Ontario, but it was still cheaper even back then with the minimum wage the way it was then, right? So every Friday I like to eat out. I don't every other day, even like my coffee and all that I make at home. But every Friday I eat out just because it's Friday. I'd rather not cook, so I just give myself that break, right? But the prices were getting so ridiculous. I was like, I mean, it's almost worth like not eating out even on the Fridays. But like a few weeks ago, I saw at Harvey's. I don't know if there's a Harvey's anywhere else in the world, but I know in Canada we have a Harvey's, and they were selling like junior burgers, cheeseburgers for like under $5, right? So I was like, oh, that's great. So I'll buy two junior burgers. It will cost me under $10, right? And and I'll have my pop at home or whatever, and it's a lot cheaper. Well, I was happy with that, right? So anyways, go fast forwarding a few Fridays. So the last Friday, I was like, you know what? Or yeah, not this Friday, but the last Friday went by. Today's Saturday, by the way. I go, well, what am I gonna have, right? I'm like, well, let me go to Fortino's, which is a grocery store over here in Ontario, and I'll get one of their chickens that they make and everything there, right? And it cost me $16, right? So I thought that was pretty awesome. I mean, like for 16 bucks, I'm getting a whole chicken compared to $16 for just one meal, right? So I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good. So I came home, I cut off about 175 grams of meat off of that. I put it on a bun with some cheese and the condiments and all that. And I had that for supper, which is pretty awesome meal because you're looking at 175 grams of meat is approximately around 45 grams of protein. Plus you add the bread and the cheese and all that, so you're going at about 55 grams of protein, which is extremely high. Like you're not going to get that out of a Big Mac, right? You're not going to get that out of a quarter pounder or whatever else these stores have, right? So, and the bread I got, it was a high-end bakery bread. It wasn't just the bread they have in the fast food places, right? So I had that for supper. So really good supper. Then I had like two lunches with that. So Saturday and Sunday. And again, you're talking like between 150 to 300 grams of meat on each of those meals. I know Sunday was about 300 grams of meat, and then Saturday I think it was probably around 150. So in both those cases, you talk about pretty high protein, which you're not going to get in the fast food place, right? So for me, I'm thinking to myself, wow, that was pretty awesome. Like I saved a bunch of money. Like even like you talk about 16 bucks for the whole chicken. They cooked it as well. So if you have to cook that, that's still money you gotta spend, right? And the spices and all that. So all that was done for $16. I'm thinking about that. That's pretty awesome, right? So I go, you know what? I go this Friday, the Friday like yesterday. I go, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Walmart first, and I'm going to buy some of the stuff I need there, and then I'll go across the street to the Fortino's, and I'll buy the chicken, and then I'm going to buy like some muffins and all that, right? So I'm in Walmart, right, and I'm buying the things that I want, this and that. Then I see that they make chicken as well, right? Now, mind you, the Walmart is not as nice as Fortino's. Fortino's, just walking in there's a lot more appetizing, right? But in the the Walmart, it's not. It's more plain. It's kind of cold, right? But I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna go check, see how much their chickens cost, right? So I go up there and I look on the sign. It says $8.27 for a chicken. I go, okay. So I asked the guy behind the counter, I go, well, how much are these chickens? He goes, which ones you talking about? The ones in the middle rack or the lower rack? I go, well, let's start with the middle rack. He goes, well, I think that was $12.27. And he said the bottom one was $8.27 or vice versa, whatever. It didn't really matter. One rack was under $13, and the other rack was under $9, right? I'm like, oh, I'm like, that's pretty awesome. So I grabbed the one that's under $9, right? So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, and I'm looking at how many grams. It was like 800 grams of this chicken, right? I'm like, okay, I'm like, I don't know how much grams the Fortino's was, but you know what? I'm gonna take it home anyways, and just see what happens, right? So we're under $9 here, right? So I came home, I cut off 175 grams of meat, right? So the same as the week before that. So I made the same sandwich, right? So I had that. Today, just before I filmed this, I had 245 grams of meat. Okay, so which is like that's 55. You look at 54. You probably they look at around 60 grams of protein, right? So which is huge, right? So I just had that. Then I'm looking at what's left, and for tomorrow I'm thinking I'll probably get like over 100 grams of meat tomorrow, right? I won't know for sure, but there isn't enough for a meal there, right? From what I can see, right? So I'm thinking to myself, so when I was meditating before this, I was thinking about that, and I'm thinking like that's under $9, okay, and I'm getting 3 meals out of this, okay. And so if you want to add the money of the bread and the condiments and all that, and you want to add like I drank water here, but yesterday I had a Coke Zero, right? So the whatever the bottles there. So at the end of the day, let's give me 15 bucks, right? But once tomorrow's done, let's give me those 3 meals cost me $15, okay? Compared to one meal, that's not even close to having the amount of protein that we're talking about here, right? One meal at $16, and even compared to the incredible deal I thought I had at Harvey's, right? Those 2 junior burgers, that doesn't even compare. It's not even close. It's like it's crazy, right? So, so I'm thinking last Friday I had a great deal. This is even more amazing. And then if I want to go up to then I checked today. I was at Walmart today, and I wanted to see the different what was over 12 was just under $13. And I looked at that one. It's like over a kilogram. The chicken, right? So this one was 800 grams. That one's over a kilogram, right? So even if I go up to that one there, I'm still $3 cheaper than the Fortino's one, and the Fortino ones is still way cheaper than the fast food place. So, so I'm like, why would anybody want to go to these fast food places? It's like it's insulting. Like, why spend this money when you could buy, when you can just go to a grocery store? And I know they're saying it's expensive at the grocery stores as well, but not even compared to these fast food places. It's not even close. So basically, after all this, why do I call this fact over fantasy? Because I've had all these people try to convince me that it's cheaper to eat at a fast food place than it is eat on the grocery store, which is not true. These people are living in a fantasy world. At no time, I can't guarantee you this, but at no time, but I strongly believe that at no time did these people sit there and take the food that they bought at a fast food place, weigh everything out. 'Cause I weighed everything out. Okay, like I'm a bodybuilder, so I weigh everything to know what calories I'm bringing in, what proteins, what carbs, what fats, right? I know exactly what's going into my body. At no time did these people weigh all of this stuff out, right? And if they did, they would see that it's way cheaper to go buy at the grocery store than it is to buy that, because let's say like let's just like I'd like to see how much it would cost to feed a family of 4 at McDonald's right now, right? It's got to be over $40, right? If I went and bought that bigger chicken at Walmart, it would have been $13. And the one that I bought that's under $9, they're saying that could feed 4 people, right? And then you put your own French fries with that and all that. So at the end of the day, you could probably feed the family for like 20 bucks. Right? And I'm being generous. It's probably a lot cheaper than that. Right? So so at the end of the day, these people that try to convince me of this, they're living in the fantasy world. And you have to ask yourself, if they're living in the fantasy world there, how many other fantasies do we live in that we're probably not even aware of until you actually start doing the research? Then you can say, well, I'm not going to research everything, and that's true. You can only do what you can do. But the point I'm trying to make is, focus your attention more on facts over fantasies, or what you think is true, right? Because what applies here, right? The grocery store applies for everywhere, right? People say, oh, it's too expensive to have children. Okay, well, like a lot of people are complaining about the Indian people come from India here in Canada. They say, well, they're coming over here, taking all our jobs and all that, right? Well, how do they have all their children? They're able to do it. So there's really no excuse. Yeah, you could say it's cheaper not to have kids and than to live than to have kids. That's true, I guess. It's cheaper to say that for me being single, it's cheaper to be single than it is to have to be married and have a couple, right? To have a wife. So yeah, on paper you would say that's true, but you know how many times I don't buy stuff because it'd be cheap to buy, but because it'll get wasted because it's just me that, you know what I mean, and that it's just gonna be thrown out the window, so I don't buy. If I had a wife, then I would buy, so it would actually make it cheaper. But by myself, I don't got time to cook all the time or to make things from scratch and all that. If I had a wife, she would be doing that. So ultimately, it'd be a lot cheaper for both of us to live. If you have a family, is it more expensive? Yeah, but I mean, can you save money in other ways as well? I would think you can, right? And how expensive is it? Like, how many of it are people buying stuff for their kids? Not because the kids want it, it's because the parents want it, right? A 4 month-old little baby doesn't care if they're wearing $100 outfit or a $5 outfit. They couldn't care less. It's the mother that cares about what that kid's wearing, right? So so the point is, is it more expensive? Is it less expensive? Do your research, get your facts, and at the end of the day, what you think is more expensive, it may not be more expensive. It may just be the fantasy you've been living in, saying that it was more expensive. And if it still ends up being more expensive, but maybe it wasn't as bad as you thought. Maybe it was just internal drama inside you, making it look like a lot worse than what it really is, right? But anyways, we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video.